Hello. Okay, 45, line 5. The line of leadership. There's a lifetime learning here that says all gathering must have a center and a focus. The tribe will always project onto this fifth line that they really are the leader. These are people who naturally can be made leaders in a community because the community will project this quality onto them. Whether you're dealing with the exalted or the detriment in this line, there's very little difference in a way, other than the detriment talks about the immature process, what it takes to slowly develop that recognition, because it's built in. This line is called leadership. All gathering must have a center and a focus, which translates to all gathering must have a leader. And this is the fifth line. Yeah, they are the leader. So the exaltation tells us the intuitive intellect and gift for innovation that enhance the group efforts and ensure continuity through respect of the center. The gift for expressing leadership on the material plane. So Ra gives an example here of a company that is in crisis, and they bring in an acting CEO, 45-5, to cut costs, to trim outgoings, all of that kind of thing. And they come in with their reputation and they give out their practical solutions and they do their job and then they go away. And they might do very nicely out of it on the material plane, taking stock options and bonuses or whatever it is, and everyone's happy. If they were to stay, then maybe they would make less money. They would start having problems. Their practical solutions may not be as practical as they first seemed. And as a result of that, their reputation would suffer and they would have less respect. Get in, do the job, get out. In the detriment, a sense of right action that assumes a respect that may as yet not have been earned. The drive for leadership that may not yet have earned the right. It's very difficult for young 45-5s to live out their process because they don't really carry their full authority yet. They haven't earned the necessary respect, and they try to get people to follow them. It's the line of leadership, and it doesn't really work because this is a role that needs to be grown into. It needs some maturing to carry it off. Children with the 45-5 can seem arrogant, even have a kind of aristocracy thing going on with them. They inherently know that they are carrying this energy, but they don't have the experience to really live it out. Ra talks a lot about the 45 and the 21 being a difficult channel, being better as an electromagnetic. I'd be really interested in any comments that you have on this. I've witnessed it as a channel and it does look challenging. I've witnessed it as an electromagnetic, also challenging. I've seen people with the whole channel who just embody it beautifully and seem to be very at peace with it, and others who struggle with the electromagnetic of it. So what is your experience? If you have this, I would be very, very interested to know. And anything that you say to me educates me. And this is part of our process here, so that then I in turn can guide my tribe, my community. So it's always really helpful to have input. How? Ra said that delegation is really important in the 45. We heard about that yesterday in the fourth line of direction. Tell people what to do and let them get on with it. The 45 is not here to do the doing. When the 21 is connected to the 45 as a consistent activation, then that 21 is of no value to the 45, because the 45 then says, I have to do it. They haven't got anyone to delegate to, and it's not for them to do. They're supposed to be educating and providing the material benefit for the tribe. And then it's for the tribe to work out what those benefits really are and to do the doing. And, it's a very complex channel. The 26-5 is called adaptability. This is a keynote that we associate with third lines. You know, the 26 messes with line continuity a little bit because the third line of influence, well, that's a fourth line keynote. The second line of the lessons of history could be a sixth line keynote or a third line maybe. Anyway, here we have the line of adaptability. Leadership needs to be adaptable. Otherwise, it risks sliding into dictatorship. The fifth line, who is learning about their leadership role, feeling into it, gaining the experience in order to be respected. Having some adaptability through that process is going to be very helpful. We have some planetary movements today. Mercury is moving into gate 45 at 11:52. I think we're quite familiar with the energies of gate 45 by now, but it might still be interesting to listen out for people talking about our rulers a little bit more than usual. In the UK, we have much speculation on the health of our king and his daughter-in-law, Kate. Maybe that will ramp up a little bit during this transit. Venus is moving into gate 12 at 7:16. This will bring us the channel of openness between the throat and Saturn in gate 22. In the solar plexus, an ego manifestor channel where timing and mood are key to correctness. Do you value your moods and your own timing? Are you in a place in your life where you can honor your moods? Because it's not always easy to do that. Mars moves into gate 27 at 22:16, bringing its immature energy to the gate of caring and nourishment. It's good to learn how to put yourself first when you are young. You know, I wish I'd had that lesson. Mars can grow through the lessons of not giving more than you actually have, being generous to a point, and then caring and nourishing those around you when you've got the abundance to do so, but you've looked after yourself first. The moon. The moon, we are still in gate 4, the youthful folly in the Ajna. At 1944, we move into gate 29, the abysmal, the gate of commitment, of saying yes. This is a sacral gate that's part of the channel of discovery in the experiential circuitry. It wants to say yes. It wants to discover new things. And so strategy and authority are really important in order to take care of our energy, because it's too easy to say yes, yes. Partly because it's so great to try new things, and partly because it's just lovely to be invited or recognized or given something to respond to. You can be a bit puppyish with it sometimes. And there's another element to it that I found is that usually when you say yes to something, nobody asks you why. Not usually, you don't have to defend your decision. But when you say no to something, very often it immediately comes, well, why not? And so then there's the opportunity just to sit with the no, rather than go up to the mind and make a story about why it's a no. And gate 59 at 6:53. Okay, so we've said yes in gate 29, and now we have the gate of sexuality. What were we saying yes to? This is another sacral gate. It's in tribal circuitry, and it's part of the channel of mating. So really be careful about your yeses. It's very interesting, I find, that this is a generator gate, you know, so there needs to be a response to sexuality and intimacy. It's also looking at gate 6, which is in the solar plexus. So it's in the channel, the emotional wave. There's no truth in the now. There's no love at first sight. What do you think about that then? Comments below, as always, most welcome. Thank you for joining me. I will see you again tomorrow for the 6th line and the conclusion of this gate 45. So until then, go gently.